Hello. Sorry I am a little bit late today. Had a couple of things just to attend to there. So I am here now and it's lovely to see you. It's Monday the 21st of February and Storm Franklin appears to have finally started to blow himself out. So that's great. I hope you're well, I hope you're safe and that you haven't had too much storm damage. It seems that the UK has just been battered with storms over the last 3 or 4 days, each one with a brand new name. So who knows what we'll get this week. But as always, hopefully you are keeping well. Let me know whereabouts you are and if you are still experiencing some crazy weather wherever you may be. So this week I have chosen some cards from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck, but I wanted just to recap a little bit about last week. Last week we talked about the self and we talked about the concept of, you know, everybody having a persona and masks that they wear in comparison to their real self, and that the courage that it takes to step beyond the labels of the limitation of labels that we put on ourselves, and the courage it takes to step forward into being your real self. So let me know if that spoke to you last week. Did you manage to be a little bit more true to yourself? Did you step into your own power a little bit more? We also talked about stepping into the flow of life and leaning into your emotions and trusting the heart and trusting the emotional responses in your body. And we also discussed a little bit about the balance between head and heart. So intellect and emotion and the balance between those, you know, are you making choices out of love or out of fear? And I hope that that kind of resonated with you throughout the week as you moved through the week, and that you were able to sort of look at that honestly to decide were you thinking and acting out of fear, or were you thinking and acting out of love? And sometimes we put things off or we procrastinate a little bit because we're a little bit frightened of moving forward, or we're a little bit sort of feeling a little bit stressed perhaps. So it's lovely to actually lean into understanding that and then taking a look at it and being gentle with yourself and saying, okay, I'm feeling the fear, but I'm going to move forward and do something anyway. So I just wanted to do that little short recap, you know, just before we got into this week's cards, because this week's cards kind of follow on. And I've literally just pulled them 2 seconds ago, just to take a look to see what came up. And as I say, this week I'm using the lovely Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. The artwork on these is by Lily Moses, and they're very lovely, as always, I always say, but they are one of my favourite decks of cards. They're lovely quality, nice and thick, and a good size in your hand. So the first one that came up this week was the Winter card. And I sort of chuckled when I saw this card come up because I thought, yeah, we know it's the winter. It's freezing. There's been storm after storm after storm. But I looked at it a little bit more and I thought, okay, we've got the wolf going on here. We've got winter. It's time to take care of your needs. You know, what do I need to do to be at my absolute best? What do I need to do in order to help me find the courage to be myself and move past limitations that I might have imposed on myself? And that's what this card's all about. Yes, it's about the winter energy, and at this time of year quite often, you know, a lot of the animal kingdom are hibernating. A lot of, you know, we feel the need to draw in and hibernate. But the wolf is active all year round. The wolf doesn't hibernate. So wolf medicine comes in here and it says, you know, there's a primal driving force that is keeping you going, is keeping you moving. And yes, okay, you might have to be on your own. Maybe you're a lone wolf at the moment, but that means you're the alpha. You're working away. You're the alpha of your own pack, of yourself. You know, so move forward in that knowledge. Or are you still, you know, are you leaning into the pack and working with your pack for the greatest good of all? Because wolves work very carefully together for the greatest good. So what do you need to do? This card's saying to me, what is it you need to do to be your best? What nourishment do you need in your body to be your best? What, you know, are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough good nutrition? Are you moving your body enough? Are you driving forward with that primal instinct leaning into your instincts, trusting your gut, because the wolf is a very instinctual animal and it's a very powerful ally. It's a good protection card as well, this, you know, so if you've been feeling a little bit vulnerable, know that you can draw on the wolf medicine to bring a little bit more protection and strength into your life. The second card that came up is the Water Guardian card, and it's very similar to last week's two water cards that came up. Last week we had the One of Water and the 11 of Water from the Dreams of Gaia deck. Now this Water Guardian card is asking you again to connect with your emotions, to tune in to your emotions. Sensitivity is a blessing, not a curse. So if you're a natural empath, you may feel everybody else's stuff, but you need to know which is your feeling and which is someone else's. But it's a blessing to be able to feel emotion, because many people shut it off. And the Water Guardian card, she asks you to really know yourself, to dive in deep into the waters of your soul, to the waters of your emotions, and let the emotions come up, let them be there. Because when you push them down, when you try and suppress them and lock them away, they build up and build up like water behind a dam, and eventually it has to burst out from somewhere. Whereas if you allow them to be there and allow them to come in and rise up like a wave, they'll reach a crescendo and a peak, and then they will move away. Emotion is just energy in motion. The other thing about ignoring feelings is that emotions can get trapped and get stored in your body. And one of my Reiki students at the weekend, who's a yoga teacher, said to me, yeah, the issue is in the tissue. Because the emotions get stored in our body tissues, and our body tissues and our muscles and our cellular structure remember all our emotions and hold on to it, which is why sometimes if you're doing stretches or yin yoga or anything like that, that quite often you can have an emotional response and cry as your body relaxes. It lets go of the emotions. So it's okay to feel the emotions. It's okay for them to be there. Also as well, if you're suppressing emotion, you might also then be blocking out intuitive guidance that's coming your way. You might also be missing important messages from your body and from your emotional responses that are giving you intuitive flashes or psychic awareness flashes that you need to know for your life. The wolf card at the start, remember, very instinctual, very, very powerful medicine from this card. So leaning into your instincts and trusting your emotional responses will make you one of the most powerful people around, and that is not weak to express your vulnerability and to express your emotions. The final card that came up is the Mother Earth card. And the Mother Earth card depicts this, the maiden lady. There's the maiden mother and crone symbolism on the card. She is wrapped in leaves. She has a pregnant belly in the card, which is the shape of our globe and coloured like the globe. There are various different butterflies and berries and different attributions on this card. And all of this reminds us of the vulnerability of Earth and the vulnerability of our mother planet. But at the same time, there is strength there. There is something really, really deeply intuitive and loving about this Mother Earth card. She reminds you that you are her child. You're there to be cherished and to be nurtured and to be protected by her. And she is able to adapt to the changes that come her way. The planet adapts and moves and sways and does everything it needs to do in order to maintain its equilibrium and its balance. And she asks you to do the same. She asks you to remember that you are nurtured as a child of Earth. You are her baby. You are her child. She will protect you. And likewise, you want to nurture yourself and nourish yourself. As I said to you at the start, the winter card that came up with the wolf asked you, what do you need to do to be at your best? What nourishment do you need? What do you need to put into your body? What beautiful nourishment from Earth do you need with the Earth card? Okay. Remember that despite whatever daily challenges come your way, you are a protected child of the Earth. You have enough light within you to navigate the dark period of the winter. At this time of year, we often find ourselves in this darkness, and we sometimes can maybe lose our way a little bit, and we maybe get buried and overwhelmed in the emotions that come up for us. However, trust that you have enough light within yourself and you are protected in love and light from Mother Earth in order to shine the light into those areas where you might be feeling vulnerable or overwhelmed, and bring those emotions to the surface where you can work with them, where you can lean into them, where you can remember the lessons from last week and open your heart and take a big breath into that strength of being open and being totally true and honest with yourself. So hopefully that resonates with you in some way. I say, hi Kirsty, I see that you've put a wee comment. Hello, something I love about being alcohol free, no hiding from those feelings. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alcohol can mask a lot of things. Often we try and find things at the bottom of a bottle of something. I personally have been alcohol free for quite some time now, and it is liberating. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no hiding from the feelings. I think when you face your feelings, when you face anything that comes up for you, and you face it with an open heart, like we said last week, with an open heart and an open mind, and a fearlessness of seeing what comes. Yes, it might be painful. Yes, it might be sore. Yes, there might be something that has been repressed and suppressed over years, and it all of a sudden comes up, and you have to find the courage within yourself to deal with it. But when you do that, you step further into your light, you step further into your power, and these hidden things can't hold any power over you anymore. The fear isn't there anymore because you have faced it, you have leaned into it, you have faced it head on and said, come on, show me what you've got. Which is kind of like the wolf, isn't it? Because a wolf's fearless. So as you go about your week this week, be fearless, embrace your emotions, and remember that you are a child of Mother Earth, and she is here to nurture and support you, so you can nurture and support her right back. So hopefully that has resonated with you in some way. Leave me a wee comment, let me know what's going on with you. And as always, you can pick this up on YouTube. It'll be on the blog later, and there'll be an audio version on SoundCloud as well for anyone who wants to connect with it that way. So I'll speak to you again next week, and I hope you have a fabulous week, whatever you might be up to. If anybody needs a wee appointment, I do have a couple left on Saturday, but they are only in the morning. I think I have a 9:30 and an 11 o'clock left. At least I did the last time I checked. That they may have gone, but if you do want an appointment, you know where to find me. And have a fab week, and hopefully Storm Franklin will be the last of the storms we see this week, and maybe spring can start to appear, but we'll soon find out. Anyway, see you next week. Have a nice week.